Hi, this is Jenny Weiler, Information Systems Technician for Byron Public School District. In this video today, I am going to show you how to create an Apple ID without having to use your credit card information. One thing I want to make sure that we talk about before we get started is the information that we're going to use to create our Apple ID. If your student is 13 or older, they can create their own Apple ID and use their own birth date information. They just have to use their own email address. If your student is under 13, so if your student is 12, your student will need to use a family ID. To create this, we recommend that parents use their own email addresses and, most importantly, their own birth date. If a student who is under 13 tries to create this account and uses a birth date that does not meet the minimum age requirement of 13, that email address will no longer be able to be used to create an Apple ID. And this has caused some confusion. So I just wanted to make sure that we all understood that before we get started. To create our Apple ID, we're going to the App Store on the device. So I am going to go on the iPad and tap on this App Store icon, which will bring me to the App Store. The next step that I take is in the upper right hand corner is a search bar, and in this bar I typed the word free. This means that any app that is free or available without a cost will show up. In here, I'm just going to pick the first app that popped up. So this Draw Something Free, I'm just going to tap here and tap on Install App. The only thing I'm trying to do here is to create an Apple ID. I'm not actually going to download this app, and once we're all done, this app won't even install on the device. Here, I'm going to choose to create a new Apple ID. And now I'm going to take the steps to create a new account. So here I make sure that the store is United States and I tap Next. And now on this page, it's asking me to read all of the terms of service. So I will just read this and scroll to the bottom. And at the very bottom, it says Agree. And I'll tap Agree again. And now it's going to ask me for my information. So here I'm going to use my email address, I'll create a password, and I'm going to answer some security questions. One thing to note when you're answering your security questions is these questions are going to be used to recover your account in the case that you forget your password. So make sure that you write the answers to your questions down somewhere. Once we have created all of our answers, it'll ask us for our birth date. Again, just a reminder that if you are under 13, you need to make sure you use your parent's birth date here. If you use a birth date that does not meet the minimum age requirement, this account will not be able to be created. And once we've entered that, we keep scrolling. Now here it's offering us the opportunity to subscribe to emails. I turn these off, but you can do whatever you're comfortable with. And at the very bottom, we tap Next. And now we are going to be asked for our billing information. Since we chose a free app, we can choose to not enter anything, which is what we want to do here. So we make sure that none is check marked, and then we enter our address information. Now it says billing address, but since we chose none, they're not actually billing us, but they still need to know who we are. So fill this out and then fill out your phone information and tap Next. Now it's going to take a moment while it creates our new account. And now it's going to tell us to verify account. To verify my account, all I need to do is go into my email address, and the email address I need to check is the one that I created my account with. So I'm going to check my mail on my device, but you can do this on your computer as well. So I'll go into my mailbox and I see that I have an email from Apple here. And there's a line that says verify now. So I'm going to tap that and sign into my account. Now remember, your Apple ID is the email address that you used to create this account. So now we'll tap verify address. And now my email address has been verified. Apple knows that I'm a real person, and now I can start using my Apple ID. So I am going to go back to the App Store on my device. And now I can see that I can try to download this app again, and it's going to ask me to sign in. And since I just created my Apple ID, I'm going to choose to use existing Apple ID, and I'm going to enter my information, and now I'll use that Apple ID and that password every time that I need to download an app or update an app. Our students will be instructed when they need to do this, and it'll generally be on a 1 to 2 week basis.